The biggest secret to help humans elevate energy levels. The biggest secret to help humans elevate is that everything has a certain energy level. This includes books, food, water, clothing, people, animals, buildings, cars, movies, sports, music, and more, each carrying a certain energy level. Of course, this is not set in stone. For instance, the energy absorbed after reading a book varies from person to person. Similarly, after watching a movie, different people will experience different elevations, and some may even decline. Has your energy level elevated after watching movies? Even watching a disaster movie can help us realize the importance of generating bodhicitta and thus elevate our energy. Some people regard watching disaster movies as entertainment, fun, or even feel happy and excited about others' misfortunes. In such cases, their energy hasn't elevated. If a compassionate person watches a disaster movie, they will generate great compassion to benefit sentient beings, making every effort to help those who are falling. We can reduce the impact of disasters. All disasters are inevitably caused by the decline of humanity. Here it says food carries energy too. Some low-energy food is even toxic. Therefore, we should try to be vegetarians as much as possible, as the energy level of vegetarian diets is certainly higher than meat. And also animals. Being with different animals can influence you in different ways. If you hang out with aggressive animals, you might become aggressive too. When some people see a cute cat or dog, their mood brightens and their vexations may alleviate, as some animals are also kind. And also buildings, which might have some symbols or signals that can influence your energy. This is possible because their appearances might trigger something in your mind. Music is also mentioned here. We can also utilize music as it's very effective in influencing people. The energy levels of most pop songs are below 200. That's why listening to pop music is not advisable, as it usually lowers your energy. No wonder many people behave like they have low spiritual energy levels. After listening to music, their emotions may erupt. Originally, they were already in a low mood, and the music makes them feel even more sad and gloomy. The majority of pop culture has low spiritual energy levels. This refers to the current era, indicating that our entire modern society is declining. Because if everyone enjoys such music, it shows the society is abnormal. In a normal society, books, movies, and even social activities are positive. Now that people are willing to consume low-quality, emotionally driven music and movies, it shows that many people's energy levels are below 200. Most movies today lower the audience's energy levels to below 200. This is the current situation. Most movies are filled with negative energy. Therefore, most people never come in contact with great masters or classics, including ancient, high-quality books, music, paintings, religions, etc., because their energy levels are totally not in tune with the great masters or classics. So, as we mentioned earlier, they can't receive it. They are willing to resonate with those of similar energy levels. Sentient beings are more or less the same. Only a few are willing to actively elevate themselves, while most prefer to stay in their comfort zone. The so-called comfort zone means being around energy levels similar to their own. This makes them feel comfortable, so they like it. Human relations are like this. They make friends with those who are similar to them. The same applies to couples. When they first get married, their energy levels are similar. After 5 or 10 years of marriage, if one of them is changed or elevated while the other hasn't, they may end up divorcing. Because the difference is huge. They are not on the same wavelength anymore, like coming from different worlds. How can they continue living together? Consequently, they have to say goodbye, as there's no better solution. At a certain point, divorce is inevitable. If both of them renounce worldly life and devote to spiritual practice, it's even better. In this case, both will elevate as they no longer cling to worldly desires and emotional attachments, but engage in spiritual practice, which leads to higher spiritual states. This is the best solution. Secular people are pathetic. They are just attached to their family, survival and living, which is quite strange. Human instinct is to focus only on the few people around them and have no compassion or empathy for others. In other words, they are unable to resonate with great masters and classics, so naturally they won't encounter great masters or read classics. They are not willing to learn from good books and authentic Dharma. In this world, there are very few books, music, movies, artworks, articles, architecture, things, and people with energy levels above 500. The things and beings above 500 are quite rare. If you are fortunate enough to encounter them, it is a great blessing. Encountering them is not enough. You also need to accept them and resonate with them. Not everyone can achieve this. If you can come across them but don't recognize them, it's useless.